What's going on, guys? My name is Austin Zabak, and today we're going to change it up a little bit. I typically talk about real estate and the stock market and personal finance, but I did realize that I haven't made that many credit card videos. And while I know there are many other YouTube videos out there talking about their favorite best credit cards, I figured I would just share with you my opinion of my favorite. I was swapping out my wallet the other day and I realized I have a lot of different credit cards, and I don't think I realized how many credit cards that I had until recently, but yeah, just in my little wallet I have like 8 different credit cards. And I feel like that's probably not even something you really brag about, okay? Because if you tell somebody you have a lot of credit cards, they typically think you like have a problem or something. But honest and truly, if you can figure out how to use credit cards the right way and you use the right credit cards, then they can actually add a lot of value to your life. You can do all sorts of different things by using credit cards the right way, okay? Like traveling for free, getting cashback rewards, literally getting upgraded airline statuses, and even random little things like making purchases from sketchier stores and getting that purchase protection. And maybe that is just something that I do and you don't do at all, okay? I'm not 100% sure, but that to me is pretty cool. A lot of credit cards hook you up with extended warranties, and one of my personal favorites is when I go to the airport and I get to sit in one of those VIP lounges and eat and drink as much food as I want while I wait for my airplane, which is not something I've had the opportunity to do a lot recently. If you just check out the time that I posted this video, you'll probably put 2 and 2 together. So let's go ahead and just jump right into it, and we're gonna talk about the top 4 best credit cards in my opinion in 2020, why you should get them if you don't already have them, and all of the benefits and how they'll actually add value to your life. Because at the end of the day, why should you get a credit card in general? And in my opinion, you should get a credit card and use it the right way because you're gonna spend the money anyways. And why spend it on a debit card if you can spend it on a credit card? According to Experian, the average millennial has 2.5 credit cards and the average baby boomer has 3.5 credit cards. So maybe you just have 1 credit card, maybe you have 2, maybe you have a lot more, or maybe you have 0. By the end of the video, you're gonna understand what ones would potentially be a great addition to your wallet. Some of them are obviously better for everyday spending, some are better for travel, some are better for restaurants. There's really a lot of different options for a lot of different scenarios, and it really depends on what you purchase and what kind of person you really are and the things that you enjoy doing. So just really quick, I would really appreciate it if you haven't already, just to go ahead and tap that like button, okay? It would really help me out a lot with the YouTube algorithm and put this video in front of a lot of other people that definitely need to check it out. One of my personal favorite credit cards is actually the Amazon Prime Rewards card, and the reason that I love this card is because I'm kind of a lazy guy. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm a hard worker and I love getting things done, but when I just want to sit at home and chill, I pretty much just sit at home and chill, or in my office or whatever. Now, you do have to have Amazon Prime in order to get this particular credit card, but I do think, again, in my opinion, it is 100% worth it. A couple of the biggest benefits of having this particular card are that you get actually 5% cash back on Amazon and Whole Foods, which is huge, and we'll talk about that in just a minute. You also get 2% on restaurants, gas stations, and drugstores. 1% on pretty much everything else. There's no annual fee, which is incredible. There's no foreign transactions, and you get a $70 Amazon gift card with approval. So if you're anything like me and you order just about everything on Amazon because you don't want to go to the store because you're lazy, and well, that's just what your parents did and your grandparents. I mean, why would we go to the store when we have Amazon, right? Well, in those instances, you'll get a lot more rewards than 1% that you would probably get on Amazon purchases with just about every other credit card. My second favorite credit card in 2020 is actually the Chase Sapphire Reserve card. Now, I know that I'm showing you the Chase Sapphire Reserve here physically, and I wish I would have showed you the Amazon one, but I don't actually have it anymore. I kind of lost that one, okay, which I guess actually doesn't make that big of a difference considering I order everything online and I have all of my credit card information stored in the cloud. You're probably already familiar with this card because I feel like it is like the most popular credit card on the face of the planet, okay? At least when I go to watch a YouTube video, pretty much every single time they include the Chase Sapphire Reserve or the Chase Sapphire Preferred. For a lot of different reasons, obviously, Chase nailed it with this credit card. It really did compete with a lot of your different American Express cards. And at the end of the day, I just think that the reward or the bonus that they give pretty much year round, it does change and vary a little bit over time, but it is phenomenal, right? And it pretty much outpaces or outdoes every other credit card company, if you ask me. There is a couple of downsides to this card that I actually want to talk about really quick, and one of them is the annual fee. The annual fee is now $550, okay, which is actually a pretty significant amount of money. So that is definitely something to think about before you get the Chase Sapphire Reserve. One of my personal favorite things that does counter that fee a little bit though is the annual travel credit. So you do get a $300 a year annual travel credit, which again, in my opinion, actually counters the $550, assuming you actually are gonna use it and travel. And travel is pretty much anything, okay? It is Ubers, it's subways, it's hotels, it's airplanes, it's probably like, you could probably take like a submarine. Another really great thing about the Chase Sapphire Reserve, depending on when you sign up, like I said a minute ago, they have a really good bonus when you sign up. They'll give you a ton of points, and I actually think that I got the one which they don't offer anymore, where you get 100,000 points when you spend a certain amount of money in a certain amount of time. Typically, I think it's like $4,000 or $5,000 in about 90 days. I believe right now they're doing 50,000 points if you spend $4,000 in your first 90 days, okay? So again, if you're already gonna spend that money anyways on a debit card or on a different credit card, and you end up going with the Chase Sapphire Reserve, then definitely make sure that you don't miss the opportunity to get those points, because those can be used for quite a bit of travel, and definitely at least in year one, it'll totally cover that annual fee. You also get 2 points per every dollar you spend on travel and on dining, and pretty much that applies to any restaurant, whether it be a takeout or actually dine in, and it applies to pretty much, again, everything travel related, which in my opinion beats almost every credit card out there. And of course, you get 1 point on everything else that you buy. In order to get this card, you have to have anywhere from a good to a great credit score. So if your credit score isn't that good, then definitely go check out the video I made the other day on how to actually improve your credit score, and then come back to this video and apply. My third favorite credit card is the American Express business card, okay? It is probably really similar to the Chase Sapphire Reserve, but I will say that I use this a lot for business, and if you have a business, I think it can be a really great credit card. Depending on when you go to apply for that card, you can get up to 75,000 bonus points just for signing up, and again, spending money within a certain amount of time. I don't know exactly what the promotion is right now, and they do tend to always change the promotions, but what I will say is on a lot of the bigger and better credit cards, there's almost always a promotion going on, okay? So if I were you and you don't have one of the cards that we're talking about today, you know, wait till the promotion looks really good. And when it is at like an all-time high, best promotion you've ever seen, if it was me, that's when I would apply for the credit card. Or you can pay attention to the amount that you have to spend in what time frame. And if you're not gonna be spending that amount of money in the next, 90 days, you wouldn't want to go out of your way to spend that money. In my opinion, just from, take it from a guy that, at one point or another in his life has spent too much money, okay? And I learned the hard way, but I will say, don't spend money that you don't have. So maybe wait for a month or a 90-day period where, you're planning to spend the money anyways, and, just accurately, intentionally, and appropriately apply for the credit card so that you can do it the right way. You get a $200 a year airline credit with the American Express Platinum or Business card as well, which again, I think is kind of a good way to counter the cost of actually having cards like this. You do also get access to the Centurion Lounge, okay? Now, the Centurion Lounge is pretty much all over the world. There are quite a few of them, and I will say, if you have the American Express Business or Platinum card, along with the Chase Sapphire Preferred card, which actually also comes with the Priority Pass card, then you can pretty much get into almost every lounge in the world. Okay, now there are definitely some that you're not gonna be able to get into, but for the most part, every airport that I've ever traveled to, with those two credit cards, I'm able to sit in one lounge or another. Another thing that I love about the American Express card and the Chase Sapphire is that they're actually pretty darn heavy, okay? Like, American Express, I feel like, is known for the weight of their card, and this one, I mean, it feels really, really good. Another thing that American Express supposedly claims they have really, really good is their customer service. Now, I will say, I've never really used it, so definitely take that with a grain of salt and find out for yourself if you get a card like this. And you get a bunch of points when you book travel through AmExTravel.com, which I never do. I think it's like 5x per every dollar that you spend. You do get like 1.5 points on every dollar that you spend on eligible purchases, $5,000 or more. But again, go look into all of that yourself. I really just like it for a lot of the other reasons. And again, you do get a point per every dollar that you spend on basically everything else, which adds up, and you just have to figure out what credit card you want to spend that money on. So again, if you own a business or you own an LLC, then I think that can truly be a phenomenal credit card, as do I pretty much with every card we're talking about. Again, I don't want to encourage you in any way to go get a credit card and spend money. So consult with somebody other than me. These are just my personal favorite credit cards that I pretty much use every day. And my last and final of my favorite credit cards is the Discover It credit card. And really, this card is just truly incredible for all the cash back that you can get. They actually do up to 5% of bonus cash back spending that you do up to $1,500 in quarterly spending, and it is in a rotating bonus category. If you were to max that out every single quarter, that would equal about $6,000 in total spending. Again, for all of the different categories, you would receive about $300 in cash back. The Discover It card right now is offering a very cool program for your first year where they will match you in terms of the cash back. So as we talked about a minute ago, if you were to actually maximize your cash back in year one, you would have that $300. Again, that would be that you spent $6,000 and you got $300 back in the cash back. But if you sign up for the card right now, they'll double that on anything else that you spend. So let's say you spend another $5,000, you would have another $50 in normal rewards. They'll double that as well. So you would actually end up with about $350 in your initial cashback bonus and another $350 that they actually match you. There's also no minimum redemptions with the Discover It card. And I know that is really great if you're not like this big time spender, okay? So you can redeem things in as little as a penny at a time. And there's no foreign transaction fees, which is really great. So if you do a lot of traveling and things of that nature, then you don't have to worry about that either. A lot of credit cards have like a 3% fee when you travel abroad, and that can add up pretty quickly at the end of the day. If you forget to go to the foreign exchange thing in the airport or at your local bank or what have you, or you just forget cash altogether, that can add up. So definitely having a credit card in your wallet that if you were just to happen to travel abroad, that won't charge you a foreign travel fee is definitely important. Okay, there you have it. That kind of sums up my 4 favorite credit cards in 2020. Now, this was a bit of a difficult video for me to make because there's a lot more than just the 4 that we talked about. We obviously talked about, again, the Amazon Prime, which I don't have right now because I did end up losing it. And the other 3 that we talked about are the Chase Sapphire Reserve, the American Express Business, and the Discover It card, okay? And again, those are my 4 favorites. I would love to make another video on the different credit cards that I actually have in total, but definitely let me know what your thoughts are on those particular 4. And if you haven't already, I would really appreciate it if you would just go ahead and just smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm, as it does really help me a lot. Make sure we get this video in front of a lot more people and we continue to grow here on the platform of YouTube, okay? And if you haven't already, I have a link down below. If you go ahead and make an account with Webull and sign up and deposit $100, you can receive 2 free stocks valued up to $1,400. But that is 100% up to you, and I just wanted to let you know that that is there. I would really appreciate it if you drop in the comment section letting me know what your thoughts are, again, of these 4 credit cards. Also, let me know if there's a credit card that you use every single day that I didn't talk about today, and I'll definitely try to make a video on that as well, assuming I have the card and I have experience with the card, okay? Okay, guys, that's all I have for you. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.